Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Kelly. This is a life well spent, and on this channel I'm documenting my financial journey. So that means I have videos that are showing you with like my real budget, what my budget for the month is going to be. I'll do a closeout of my budget and show you kind of, how I did, if I, met my goals, things like that. I will do different money goal tracking videos and a video, which is what's today's video, where I do weekly spending updates. And I do that so that I keep track of what I'm spending. And I've noticed in the past, like when I'm not doing that consistently, I tend to overspend because in the back of my mind, I don't exactly know how much I've spent. So I just spend. And I am less mindful and less thoughtful and less intentional about my spending. So, because other times I will say, you know what, I really have spent a ton of money in this category already. Do I really, really need this thing? Can it wait? Can I wait and get it next month? Can I plan for it differently? Um, and, I do that. I have those conversations with myself, and it's helped a lot. And then when I don't keep track of what I've actually spent in each of the categories that I allow myself to spend in, I end up going way over because I don't really realize how bad it actually is. So, without further ado, we will get into this week's video, and that is my spending tracking for the third week of June. So this will be from the 15th of June through the 21st of June, and the 21st of June included Amazon Prime Days, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. So this is my budget. I'm still kind of working out whether I like this format or not. I don't really know. But I then put my different transactions in here, and I will usually do this every couple of days. Sometimes I just do it like my computer's out, it's available, and I just do it like once I've come home from where I've gone shopping or whatever. So this week was a little crazy. There's a lot of expenses this week. The first of which is I had stopped to get gas. So I knew I was taking a trip to IKEA, and it's about a 2.5 hour trip one way, which would definitely require, filling up gas. And I had about half a tank, and I was stopping to pick up lunch anyway. And I decided to just fill up and get gas there because I knew I didn't want to have to make an extra stop just to get gas again. So I thought, you know what, I'll get it now. I know I'm going to need it. So did that, got myself some gas. $26.88 to fill up my tank. Went to Panera, $13.05 to buy myself lunch. I then ended up having to stop at another gas station because I had been nursing a headache, and this was like the second day of this headache. Sleep didn't help, caffeine didn't help, nothing. So I stopped to actually get some headache medicine or see if I had some in my car. I did. I was able to take some, but I still was kind of feeling a little hungry from, even though I had a pretty decent sized lunch. And I thought, let me get a snack. Let me get a soda, because sometimes I get headaches from weird things. So I can get headaches because I'm dehydrated, but like a drink of some kind will solve that. I can get caffeine headaches, and I can get headaches because my sugar's really low. So I thought, okay, well, I'll get a soda, and then that'll solve the sugar problem if that's what it is. Well, and I stupidly got a root beer, which didn't have caffeine, because that would solve the caffeine problem if that was it. But anyway, not important. Didn't get, yeah, this is dumb. So I spent $7.61. I got like some snacks and a soda, hoping to kind of, get rid of my headache. Then I stopped at IKEA. I got a desk, and I bought some shelving units for some storage and some organization. There had been things that I had been kind of planning on buying. And, IKEA's, ever since the pandemic started, IKEA's inventory has been really touch and go anyway. They finally had the desk in that I wanted, which honestly was a little pricey, but I needed to also be able to store files and like hanging file folders. And this desk had a drawer that would do that. And I thought, that's cheaper than buying that and then buying like a filing cabinet to keep like my, financial files and things like that in them. So I went with this. I figured price wise, it would probably kind of work out to be about the same anyway. So that's what I went with. And, I should have taken like before and after photos of this room. I'm in a different room, if you haven't noticed. I normally will either film in my kitchen or my living room. And my kitchen just has like a plain gray wall behind me. my living room has like, there was like pillows on a couch, and then there was like a picture behind me. But now I am in my, what used to be my sewing room. That's why there's a cutting mat right there, hanging from my door. And then right over here is some fabric. It's my design wall. And so I've got like quilt pieces up here, quilt squares that are going to get sewn together one of these days. We'll see, because it's been there for months. But I kind of used this space as my craft room, and it's a tiny space. And I finally just gave up the ghost and said, you know what? No, I need to move into the bigger space. So I have an organizational unit like behind me. It's one of the Kallax shelves, and it's a two by four. So there's like two columns, four squares in each column. And I have it tipped on its side, so it's long. And then I have a 4x3 in the sewing room now that has like all of my stuff, all of my crafting stuff organized. Or at least it's going to, right? I haven't finished it yet, but it would have been kind of nice to do sort of a before and after of the room and be like, this is what it looks like now. But yeah, the desk is kind of like this monstrosity that takes up so much space. And I had really put this off for a long time. And I thought, like, I can just work at my desk. I just work at my kitchen table. I can work at my kitchen. I don't need a desk. I don't need a desk. And I just finally got sick of working at my kitchen table. That's what it comes down to. Like, I just got sick of it, because then I end up cluttering my kitchen table with like the different things, like my textbooks from my classes and all of that kind of stuff that I was so sick of cluttering my kitchen that way. So I thought, all right, I'm gonna bite the bullet and get a desk. And then of course the pandemic hits, and there's no getting a desk anywhere. So finally the desk was in, it was available. I went to get it. Boom. Stopped at Wawa on the way back for dinner, and also got gas, because I thought, I have a half a tank, I might as well just get gas. I'm stopping anyway. I do that a lot. I got paid $1,492.30, which is different from this pay. And the reason for that is, I belong to a union. We pay union dues, and our union dues come out as like, they come out like 20, it's like 20 pays or something like that in a row. And it starts on pay, like the third pay of our contract, and goes through like the 23rd pay of the contract. So like the first three and the last three pays don't have the union dues taken out. And our contracts technically start like in the summer before the school year starts, and then goes to, a little bit the summer after the school year ends, which is different from a tax year. So it goes from August to June, and well, I guess August to July. And then like that's our contract year. And then but the tax year starts over in January. And so because tax brackets change and things like that, it's always hard to kind of calculate what that's going to be until you actually get the money. Because if I looked at my pay last fall before union dues started coming out, it probably wouldn't be that amount because the tax rates are always, changing from year to year to year. So that's what we're at. We never really know what that's going to look like until it comes. So I will know oh no, our raises start next week, next pay. Never mind. I was going to say I'd know for the next couple, but we did a thing this year with our contract. We shifted like when the start of usually our contract would start like the first pay in August, maybe, I think, is when the contract would start. And so any raises and everything would happen then. This time we shifted it to July 1, which makes more sense because for government's fiscal year goes July 1 to June 30. So, yeah. So, hey, more money next month. I'm getting a raise. It's going to end up to be like $10 a pay or something. It's not, it's not something to write home about necessarily, but hey, it's better than losing money. Okay. So let's see here. So I went to Sam's Club with my parents, and spent $54.42 on some groceries. I went with my parents because my father is wheelchair bound, and he cannot control his own wheelchair. So he is sort of at the mercy of somebody pushing him. So it's a two-man job to go to the grocery, to go anywhere really, that requires like a cart or something. So one person pushes the cart, person pushes my dad. And a lot of times like he just gets kind of stir crazy at home. He wants to go out, and so they go, and they needed some things, so we did it. We also went to a sub shop that was up there. I bought it, and I just told my parents that I would treat them to lunch. So normally they would just pay me back because I went to get it because it was easiest for me to do it. But they did not pay me back. Spent $46.20 at a brewing company. And most of that, I mean, a big portion of that, a full fourth of that was not even food. That was a tip. And I did that because we really sat at this poor girl's table like all night long because there was a guy playing music and it was like this teacher celebration thing. So I did it. I stopped to get gas on my way there because it was quite a hike to get there. And I thought, I'm probably going to need gas closer to the end of the evening. And I don't want to have to like deal with getting gas at night. So I'm just going to fill up now and it's good to go. I spent $50.38 on something for my parents. I got my mom like these like gloves that she bakes a lot of bread and she can use these. They're like really heat proof. And a grill cover for the grill that I bought her a couple weeks ago. And then comes the Prime Days. Now she's going to pay me back for those, by the way, but the $50.38 there. And she has, only it was yesterday and that's outside of this range. So I don't have it put in the transactions yet. Then comes Prime Days. So typically what I do on Prime Days, I will, if there's a good price drop on something that I have had my eye on for a while, I will buy. If there's something that I see that is a good price, or not even necessarily a good price for the thing, like if it's within what I would spend on my niece, I will buy, and I'll buy her like, I'll see if I can get her like her birthday gifts and her Christmas gifts over Prime Days because then it's done and over with and out of the way. I didn't find anything I really liked. However, okay. My friend's birthday is tomorrow. Cool. I gotta go see if I can try to block that out. That's a poor girl. I'm glad that reminded me though, because she's actually on a vacation, but I'll have to text her tomorrow. So let me see what I got. So yeah, those are the things. So like if it's something that I think, oh, that'd be really great, like Christmas gift for somebody that's within what I would spend for them on Christmas, or birthday or whatever, then I will get it. Otherwise it's stuff that like I already know that I want to buy and I wait until it's got a reasonable price to it. So I bought some face cream. I am trying to do better about my skincare routine. And trying to like use appropriate things and appropriate ingredients and things like that in my skin to make it better. So one of that is a vitamin C serum and the other was a face cream, and these just came in as separate transactions, so I've kept them like this instead of putting them all in together, only because that's how they show up in my bank statement and I want to be able to kind of like look at them like this. I did buy a pair of walking shoes. I actually found a really good price on them. And I need a new pair of walking shoes. Again, it's part of like just wanting to be more healthy. I have trail running shoes and I use those for hiking, and I don't really want to use those to like walk around town with, because I want to keep the tread for when I'm on a trail. And I may actually be getting another pair of trail running shoes. I just gotta, they're so expensive. The kind that I like that's super comfortable is so expensive. So I usually have to wait till like there's like a half price sale or whatever. And then sometimes like my feet are a really weird size. So I often can't find what I need because that's just not what they have left in stock when that goes on like deep discount. Okay, I got a Wi-Fi extender for my upstairs, especially since I was moving my office upstairs. Like I wasn't going to be doing any work downstairs, which is closer to my Wi-Fi. I needed to connect. I needed to do something to boost it, and it actually works to boost the 5G, which is what I liked the best, because for whatever reason, and Comcast cannot figure it out. I think they have to run new wires personally, but we'll see. I have a consistent problem with my 2.4 Wi-Fi dropping. And like that's great that the 5 is better, but the 5 doesn't reach as far, so that kind of screws me in certain places. So I found a decent price on an extender, got an extender. And the last thing I bought was the vitamin C serum and these really cool organizers that I'm going to use. They've been in my cart for a long time. And I've been kind of waiting for ooh, do I have some like leftover money somewhere and can I buy those? Because I'm actually going to decant my board games and stuff, and put them in these little organizers instead. So they'll take up a lot less space. So I'm pretty excited to do that. Price dropped on them, so I got them. So far for the week, $772.18. Yikes. Have a great day.